His nickname was Wild Bill because of how he handled controversial and political issues.
And now there is a new book out about former South Dakota Governor and Congressman Bill Janklow. Tonight on Eye on KELOLAND, we sit down with the author to find out why he wrote the book about one of South Dakota's most popular and controversial politicians.
I wanted to write another novel, but I wanted one with a larger scope, a bigger canvas. And what better canvas than Bill Janklow?
The book Bill Janklow, Politics and Power on the Prairie was written by author Greg Redland of Vermilion. Redland, who once worked for Janklow in the budget office as an analyst, says it's not a factual autobiography, but rather a 300-page novel. But it goes into great details about the life of Bill Janklow, from his childhood to when he dropped out of high school and joined the Marines to his political career. Janklow holds the record for the longest tenure as governor of South Dakota, 16 years in office. He was first elected governor in 1978. He was re-elected in 1982 with nearly 71% of the vote, the highest percentage won by a gubernatorial candidate in the state's history.
He is a larger-than-life figure. He had some significant, perhaps the most significant political accomplishments of any governor in this state. And he was Wild Bill.
The nickname Wild Bill was coined when Janklow began doing things others may never thought possible. For instance, when he convinced Citibank to move its headquarters to South Dakota.
We're all familiar with what Citibank has meant to the state and to Sioux Falls. There are millions and millions of dollars, of good jobs, clean jobs, IT jobs.
Redland says Janklow is also credited with saving the railroads in South Dakota.
He persuaded the legislature to buy 700 and some miles of track to create a core system, which the state then contracted with the Burlington Northern to run rolling stock on the core system in South Dakota.
But Redland says Janklow was controversial in many ways, like when he proposed turning the University of South Dakota Springfield campus into a minimum security prison. Redland says people living in that area who turned out for a large town hall meeting were not happy with him.
I don't have to come here, frankly, sir, to tell anybody anything. I came down here tonight to listen to what you people have to say. I said when I started, you may not agree with me, and I may not agree with you.
He made a joke about, after that, if you ever had a car trouble or a flat tire in Bonham County, he'd have to drive on the rims all the way to Yankton before he could get his...
The former campus is still a state prison today. For all that he accomplished, though, Janklow's political career was destroyed in an instant while he was serving in Congress. On August 16, 2003, Janklow ran a stop sign near Trent, South Dakota, and killed motorcyclist Randy Scott of Hardwick, Minnesota.
It was a horrific accident, and it brought the titan of South Dakota politics down. Nothing else could seem to do that, but the accident did.
I want to do what's right. I will do what's right. I just don't know what it is right now.
Janklow was convicted of manslaughter and was sentenced to 100 days in jail. A month later, he resigned his seat in Congress. None of the media could get any information about Janklow when he was locked up, but Redland's book details some of what Janklow went through while behind bars.
I'm not going to reveal all of my sources because I promised not to. In that way, I think I secured some candor and honesty from some of the people who were close to him, and otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do that. So, but let me just say this, it was a credible source.
Redland says people either loved Janklow or hated him, but he says there's no doubt he is the most consequential political figure South Dakota has ever had. He says he was great during disasters like the Spencer tornado.
I mean, obviously warning systems are important, but in this instance, it didn't make any difference.
Or the blizzards of '97.
He was especially good in a crisis, and he managed and led the state through those crises as no other governor has in the past and probably will in the future. I think it's fair to say that Bill Janklow was more concerned about solving the problems rather than advancing his own political career.
You can find the book Janklow, Politics and Power on the Prairie at Zambro's Variety Store in Sioux Falls and also on Amazon.